why modern United Nations? As you can see, when I walk up here, I saw tons of kids doing different kind of club or extracurricular activities. Why choose modern United Nations? During the presentation I have for you today, I'll talk about how Modern has affected me within the past 10 years and how I would recommend you to take part in this kind of activity. Right. Going on, this is my brief mod experience. This is me about a year and a half ago. My first mod experience was UCLA Blue Mod in 2003. That's exactly 10 years ago. That was a summer mod hosted by UCLA in the United States. That was a high school one, and luckily that was my first ever mod that I had. I had my best lucky award back then. Then started from all the way from summer before high school until now. I've been doing various mod activities, such as being a delegate, being part of academic department, being part of the administration department, being a lecturer here at TMUNDA Education. TMUNDA. For now, my title at the association is the Educational Development Manager. You can see here the guy with the camera back there is Alex. He's one of our lecturers. We specialize in modern related education. Mostly now in Taiwan, we do both collegiate degree and high school degree. Sometimes we do middle school degree because in the original history back in the United States, they do modern nation work where they're in junior high school because it's actually part of their social study class. But here in Taiwan, most people start doing modern in college. Not until the past 2 or 3 years, people start doing modern within their high school years. So as my past experience shows, I'm once advisor of the Fuxing Modern Nation as a high school here in Taipei. And as for now, currently I'm the Undersecretary General of Academics at Pan Asia Month 2013, hosted by National Taiwan University. The USG is basically Director of Academics. That means I'm in charge of different committees. I'm in charge of study guides. Basically, I'm in charge of the thing that you will face when you attend the month meeting. And these are my utmost reason among the studies. Last year I was studying here at P1, and luckily I got a BD award. And this spring I attended TMUNDA hosted by TMUNDA, and luckily again I picked up the BD award. Alright, can anybody tell me what this flag is in English, not Chinese? Yes, exactly. Thank you, United Nations. Does anybody know the official languages of the United Nations?
French.
Yes?
French.
French?
More in French.
No. Do you know the official language, the different languages that they use in the United Nations? That's the official one. There's 6 of them.
Spanish.
Yes, English, Spanish, anything else?
German.
No. Think in the population wise. up in Wikipedia, beststudy.com, where you decide your boss itself. Under beststudy.com, all United Nations is actually defined as model UN or one. There's actually two different ways of pronouncing it. The East Coasters of the United States like to call it model UN for some reason. But here in Taiwan, we're under the influence of one. But it's actually quite interesting, a very, very interesting fact. The trend here in Taiwan, we follow Harvard World One. But they call it model UN at Harvard. But what we call this activity here in Taiwan, we refer to as one. That's something done on the West Coast. So I find that actually quite interesting. We're using the terminology from the West Coast, but most of the time we're practicing activity in an East Coast fashion. And it's an extracurricular activity in which students typically role-play delegates to the United Nations and simulate UN committees. This is what traditionally one is. Usually we follow the United Nations protocol, we do what they do under their bodies. But given that nowadays you can see some sessions, they actually come up with new kind of innovation. Some do futuristic committees. They might do a Security Council 2050, Security Council 2020, or Crisis Committee that actually set the date in an earlier future. Somewhere for a time now, a lot of people might talk about the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals, and they use it as a deadline. It will be 2015 or 2020. Some even do historical committees. For let's take, for example, this year at Pan Asia Month, we have a historical committee called the PPC, Paris Peace Conference, in Chinese meaning Bali Hui. There actually is some companies, especially in the United States, if you have the chance to go to Rome abroad, you find that they have a very, very huge interest of doing the PRC, Communist Politburo. That will be the TMUNDA. They like to do that kind of company. So it's actually interesting nowadays. We go beyond the United Nations. It's actually beyond normal bodies like here. It's all beyond WHO, beyond WTO. A lot of times you can even hear about special crisis committee on a single issue or some kind of occasion that has happened. I would recommend if you have the chance of going abroad from our United Nations, try something different. Try something that you've never seen in Taiwan before. That will greatly broaden your horizon to a certain extent. Because usually under that committee, they design a way that is not in the normal protocol. One thing, you're learning a new set of ROP. Second thing, a lot of times crisis committee are actually up-to-date news. You can actually learn from the coaching students from abroad the way how they can do analysis of news, the way how they present the news, and the way how they present the documents for you to study. I will not guarantee you they're all good quality, but a lot of times it's like an eye-opener. It shows you a different perspective of how money actually can be run. Alright, this is a brief history of one. Does anybody know what's the body of the international entities, countries and states before the United Nations? There's actually a different body before the United Nations. This is a bit of history class. The United Nations appeared after World War II, but something similar appeared after World War I. You can say both Chinese or English is actually fine. Anybody know? It's actually inside this slide. Any answers? Yes, good. The League of Nations, what happened? It actually started like this. As you can see, 43 and 44 here, I give you the dates that establishment was made. League of Nations established on June 28, 1919, signed under the South Agreement. 1996号在法国巴黎签凡尔赛条约. After that, it was established the League of Nations. The League of Nations was expired on February 14th or 15th. I'm not remember the period, but in the year 1946. That was a transition period. You can take notes down, but this is not really that important. Just a brief thing how this happened. The reason why I was explaining this, because this is a very important history. I want people here in town to know about modern United Nations. Is to clear out a few facts. Oldest model League of Nations is started since the 1920s by these two. National Model United Nations and one Harvard Model United Nations. Before that, they just changed the name to National Model League of Nations. Harvard Model League World Month, hosted by Harvard and sponsorship by different universities throughout the world. Next year, 2014, the location will be Brussels, Belgium. And the date will be March 17th all the way until the first week of April. So this is the difference. Harvard World Month and Harvard Model United Nation, National Model United Nation, they were the first model legal nation. They were not the first model United Nation ever. According to the record right now by the UN itself, the oldest continuous model United Nation was the Stanford Mom of Far West, started all the way in 1951. That is the oldest model United Nation right now. So do not think that Harvard started all. Harvard started a legal nation, not a model United Nation. This is something you want to keep in mind when people ask you. Harvard does have the largest body and scale of model United Nation right now, out here in the Middle East. 大不代表最早 This is something you want to keep in mind. I like to put this as a business one. 这有点分式技术 I always like to tell people, the bigger it is, the dirtier it is. 越大越脏. And the other one I would say about Harvard World Month, all that glitter is not gold. 金玉其外嘛，百姓钱. So basically, it doesn't mean that Harvard World Month is the biggest size, every single community is good. So in the latter part of my slides, I'll tell you how to make yourself comfortable if you're going to attend a month session from my past experience. A lot of times, actually big in size, there are actually major defects and major faults with the additional conference. So you have to think smart about attending one. From what I see, this is an extracurricular activity. You already have a lot to do at school. You're going to spend a good time besides schoolwork. It's better that you plan things out beforehand. Alright, next one. Month skills. This actually reflects back to the topic why month. Month skills. A lot of people, especially my parents, have been doing months since I was 14 years old. Up to this year is 10 years. My parents ask me, how can you do the things over and over again for 10 years? Do you not get tired? Do you think it's not a waste of money? Do you think it's not a waste of time? Do you think you're actually learning every single year? And every time I reply to them, yes, I think it's a waste of money. Yes, I think it's a waste of time. But I do learn every single year. Why I say it's a waste of time? A lot of times, if you do not plan month ahead, you'll be wasting time in the following stages. It's actually a waste of energy. I like to, within the past year, I came up with a conclusion. 模拟期有3项，上前上看有3胜. It's actually very simple. I'm not trying to tell you not to join Model United Nation, but there's always a good thing, good side and bad side. There's always pros and cons about whatever you do in life. So if you're going to do one, think smart. That's what I told my high school kids that I taught about. You're going to do one, you got to think smart before you do it. Not saying that's a bad thing, but everything has a pro and con. So think and plan ahead. It's actually very simple. Model United Nation costs a lot of money. Starting from the exterior part, you got to wear suits. Maids got to be in trousers or the skirts. And maids got heels. Gentlemen, you got tie, you got belt, you got bow fence, you got briefcase. And nowadays, the 3C product. You need your iPhone, you need your tablet, and you need a laptop, of course. Now, those are money. That's a long-term investment. And talking about hurting your liver. Because a lot of times, you got to do a lot of research. And I don't think most people are efficient, including myself. If I get on top, if I get on a PC or a laptop, usually 50% of the time I offer to Facebook first. I thought I might chat with other people to get some inspiration idea or do my research. Later on, I ended up talking about the TV series I watched last night. So that's what really delivers. A lot of times, you talk for 3 hours, you think it's just half an hour. Then you realize it's 1:20 and you still got to do the research. The last one, it hurts your health because a lot of times, how many of you have actually attended a long conference before? If you have, please raise your hand. Do you think those 3 to 4 days are tiring? Do you think those 3 to 4 day sessions are actually tiring? Who do you think is short? Okay, look at the none. From my past experience, I can tell you one thing. No 3 to 4 day pass like this. But somehow the energy that you wasted or that you spent is like 3 weeks. I don't know how that happened. I think make them come 50 or 70%. Because cooperation means that you're making compromises. You're not agree fully, but you have made an agreement to agree to a certain extent. That's something you have to practice in mind. I would say this is the most interesting thing about one, because a lot of times people you meet there are strangers, but you have to let them become your friend, or some people that you're willing to work with within a short time, usually 2.5 days. So that is the most interesting part, learning how to present your research to make it through public speaking to persuade or cooperate with other people. It's like a stage-by-stage thing. You do the preparation, you talk to people, you make people believe you, you make them to go on your side and work as a team. That's what we do with organization. It's a hard skill to master. Now you can ask Alex or you can ask me later on. Last year at TMUNDA 2012, that was my month after 2 years of leaving school. First month I thought it would be easy because I had 8 years of experience before. And on session 1, I got bashed by different delegates. I got attacked by people. I was like, okay, this is fun. I never thought it would be that hard. So I can tell you this, negotiation modernization never goes through. Especially when you have people that stand a different view. Your job is not to kill them. Your job is to make you become friends. This is something you want to think about. Alright, later on, latter part of modernization, document writing. I would say this is the, excuse my language, this will be the pain in the ass of modernization. Have you ever written a document before? Do you think it's interesting?
Absolutely not.
Yes. I would say I did not learn to appreciate this process until very recent years, or at least 3 or 4 years after I started to master a little bit. Document writing, it's really a pain. It's actually painful, but the most welcoming and most wonderful result is I see your document that you wrote or you sponsored to get voted on in the past. Because the end result of modernization is to have a document be voted on and passes. The thing about document writing is that, a lot of time, as the saying goes, all great minds think alike. So usually, we don't think in the same way, just that we have a different way of writing. So a lot of time, people will be on your ass and doing they'll be picking up minor details. You will have the same thoughts, it's just that you guys are differentiating on different aspects. That's the hard thing, you spend probably about 6 to 8 hours writing a 4-page long English material. Then you got presented to a lot of people, roughly 50 or up, and they have to criticize you on that. Okay, they criticize you on what you wrote, and you have to criticize back on what they wrote. That is the to and fro part. That is the most energy-consuming part of modern animation. You got to write something during midnight, have that out before 9 a.m. in the morning, submit it by 10 a.m., and debate on it for 6 hours straight, then vote on it. That's the crunching time. Usually that is the last day of modern animation. That is the day you feel like I will not attend the conference anymore. But if your document get passed, the result will usually be like, okay, next time let's do the same thing. And then the next conference comes. You go through that painful process again. You get very happy when you come there, whether at TMUNDA or at TMUNDA. Then you register, you get down there, you listen to the opening lecture. You're so happy when I get into my session 1. Session 1, session 2, you talk. First night, you go out for social event, happy. Second night, you talk a little bit more. Starting the second afternoon, you start writing documents. Last when the pain comes. Usually, in the second night of social event, half of your mind will be on that document you want to write. And when you, after you eat the social event, when you go back and you're like, oh great, I need to catch up a little bit on the document. And after you're through with the first draft, you look at the clock. Usually around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Then, on the last morning, everybody comes in late, or they have that face on, I did not see you all last time. That's how modern animation comes. So last time we remind you, on and on, modern animation to purge your body within that weekend. So, make sure if you're going to do modern animation, stay healthy, or find a way to make yourself happy. Alright, last one. Interpersonal social abilities. There are 2 heavies. Not a lot of ones I can talk about. 2 heavies. Not getting weight like I do, not getting heavy like this one. 2 heavy about modernization. One is top heavy. You'll be talking a lot. You'll be talking lots of time. Average talking time for an entire week in English. That would be probably the most time you spend talking English if you do a long time for the entire school year. You spend about 10 to 20 hours talking English. And people heavy. What do I mean by people heavy? You have an idea of what people heavy means? No? People heavy, that means that you'll be meeting a lot of strangers. Of course, we meet a lot of strangers, meaning people who are representing different 要如何假掰假的，让他觉得你笑得很开心。This is why you practice mom unification, because a lot of time it hurts if you get criticized. No matter say that, oh, you have bad English, that sentence is wrong, it's not sticking to a real situation, it's not feasible, the proposal you offer was not possible, that's out of date, that's ancient history. You will get criticized in any kind of aspect. Some people even criticize that you have bad handwriting, or you're passing notes to it. That happens. Well, this happened to me. So this is the time that you learn how to sharpen up or polish interpersonal social abilities, how to be diplomatic, how to be courteous while you're hating other people inside, or liking other people. So I would say that these 5 are the core skills you want to learn from any United Nations conference. All right, roles in 1. This is something that applies to every single person. Usually at the beginning stage, in the primal stages, you will be a delegate. That means you'll be attending conferences. And secondly, that is what people in Taiwan think is important, or they think is prestigious, or make you with a good reputation being a DS member. What's a DS? You know what DS is? DS are people like cheers. Chair, assistant chair, co-chair, staff member, or pages. And last but not least, the hosting staff. This is something I would remind you. This is a Chinese saying. 外行看热闹，内行看门道. This is 3 different stages of our United Nations. You're not the same. Being a good delegate would not guarantee you be a good chair. Being a good chair would not guarantee you be a good secretary general, good director of academics, good director of public relations, good director of finance, good director of administration. These are 3 separate aspects. 当好的社员代表一个好的社长，在国内会是好的代表，不认为说你就是好的主席或者好的行政人员。会吃饭不代表会煮菜。They're all the same thing. So these are the roles in modern United Nations. It's something you want to think about. You might change. I would say that there are actually a lot of opportunities here in Taiwan. You can be a delegate in 4 different regional conferences. Even, for example, earlier this year, somewhere around April, we had Starbucks.
Yeah. No, back in this.
Okay. Before your school had Starbucks, and even the regional ones here in Taiwan, they're opening up staff positions, they're opening up chair positions to different students from different schools. You can become a DS member. Even TMUNDA has hosting staff. You can apply to be a director of the department. These are things you can do. If you're after one conference, you don't want to be a delegate anymore. You can try this, you can go be a chair. Or you can be a director of something. You can be a director of public relationship. If you think you're good at getting sponsorship. If you think you're good with logistics, you're good at being down, you're good at booking venues, you can be a director of administration. If you think you're very good with web design or coding for a website, you can be a director of IT. If you think you're very good with numbers and controlling budgets, you can go apply for director of finance. There are a lot of different roles you can play in our United Nations, not just being a delegate, not just talking and debating all the time. You can change your roles in your own career within your collegiate degree, or even like Alex, you can keep on doing one when you're in grad school. Nobody made a rule that you cannot do one in grad school.
决定一下嘛，
决定一下
是不是可以
5分钟好了，休息5分钟。
This is a trailer, not for a movie, but as for environmental, as you watch, it will give you a glimpse of what people are doing on the East Coast nowadays, modernization. This is a new trend you're doing. Before, a couple years ago, promotional modernization is usually just email on the website. They did not use Facebook that much. They did not have fancy tools. This is something that came up last year and caught a lot of people's eyes. And we'll check it out right now. Whoops.
你可以了解心情。
我打电话给你了解一下。
了解心情。
你打电话给我。
好呀，是的。你重新按一下网址，在网址这边按 Enter。No, they're asking if there are ones in Britain. I said, yeah, there are.
There are Oxymon, they have Imperial one, but I just environmentally, and they have a Cambridge one.
Yeah.
Both Oxford and Cambridge they have one, but they're a bit different because they do not use the US ROP, they use the IMO ROP. Black, it's a little bit different, so you will have to look into it because it's different from the US one you're using right now in Taiwan. Okay, good, let's back to live.
This is the world we live in. A vast society filled with the latest modern technologies, innovation, and wealth. Fueled by large industries and corporations. It's a tranquil, a peaceful world, where we have the right to choose how we live and succeed. A fast-paced and ever-expanding society, one that does not stop and keeps on moving. Liberty, luxury, we have it all. However, this is only one half of the story. The Middle East, covered in its dry climates and wastelands of sand. Villages of people struggle to survive in its harsh conditions. Unable to meet their basic needs, they must travel far and wide for the necessities they need to survive. Hungry children, unable to provide or care for themselves. Working for their needs, trying to survive the world they've been thrown into. Riots, protests, and violent means of negotiation. It is not uncommon for these to occur in these regions. Despite what is good for society, human rights and freedoms are not acknowledged or acquired. This all leads to civil unrest and acts of terrorism. We need the United Nations, the Human Rights Council, drug attacks, rights of indigenous people, child soldiers. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the International Atomic Energy Administration, dealing with nuclear waste. Development of nuclear programs and inspections. CDC's response to world pandemics. General Assembly 1 dissect. Children not conflict. Non-nuclear proliferation. A superpower on the decline. A superpower States National Security Council, and the Politburo of the Communist Party of China. Now, let's take this to the future. Welcome to the year 2033, the Futuristic Security Council. The Security Council has been reorganized to reflect the changing geopolitical powers of the world. The five powers still have their vetoes, but they can be overturned. India is now the most populous country in the world. Brazil is now the most powerful country in South America. South Africa is the most industrialized country, and Nigeria is the most populous on the African continent. All four have been granted a permanent seat. The faces have changed, but the problems remain the same. Terrorism, nuclear proliferation, human trafficking, small arms like weapons smuggling, conflict over natural resources, drug trafficking, and political instability. Will you save the world?
So basically this clip, if you do not look until the last 3 seconds, you're thinking it's actually some kind of promotion for a movie or some kind of document. That's why they did a good job. What is actually interesting is that the last parts on the futuristic console, the way how they make the movie is actually some kind of cheating. If you play video games, you recognize a lot of the scenes when they're actually pulled off from introduction video games. Then they pulled off from a few movies. You can see the futuristic part. That is pulled off from a movie called I, Robot, starring Will Smith. And the rest are old video games. Everything before a caption are old video games. It's actually a good concept of how to make a clip. This is one of the things that I talked about earlier as to the role you can have in modern imagination. You will not just be a delegate, you will not just be a data member, you can actually be a staff, how to make yourself innovation. But seriously, if you put that clip and put it at home and show it to your friends, I'll guarantee you a lot of them will actually say it's made of good quality. It's just that it's a good combination of a lot of clippings from news agency, even for video games, on the promotional month with a good narration. Alright, now I can head to a conference preparation. Hopefully all of you will be attending the Modern Innovation Conference in the near future before you graduate, before you go to grad school, or you can keep on doing when you're grad school. Okay, so these are the 4 things that I would like to share with you. What helped me out a lot in my latter stages as a delegate. Because with these 5 core pillars, it actually helped me to how to survive the conference very easy. Number 1 is conference research. I would strongly recommend you to research a conference before you even register. Why? There are a lot of people always ask, like I just heard, are there a Modern Innovation Conference in the UK region? Are there one in the West European region? Are there one in Southeast Asia? Are there one in Africa? I'm telling you, there are actually basically Modern Innovation here everywhere around the world. But are they worth going? A lot of times going abroad for Modern Innovation costs at least, from my point of view, at least 50,000 NTD going abroad on a single trip. So that's a lot of money. It's not easy money. So do you want to research beforehand? How to plan out your budget? Is that conference worth going? Or what can you do there? Research about the conference a little bit. And number 2, registration. This is something very interesting. If you have the guts, like what I did. 2009, I went to Harvard month in Boston. I went there alone. Just by myself, no friends, no classmates, myself as a single delegate. In a 350 people committee. And that would be something, if you have the guts and you think you're happy that way, going there and seeing all those strangers, having your own hotel room, it's okay. But if you think you're going to go with a group, better research it before you do registration. What's early bird? That's in the United States. My year when I went to Harvard month, early bird is 150 USD. Normal registration is 200. 50 USD is actually a lot of money. You can do a lot of things. 50 USD, you can actually, there at the hotel, you can have 2 of them. That will last the entire day. So from my point of view, if you know how to register smart, you know how to register in a school registration, you know want to get sponsorship or financial aid from the hosting, better check out the entire registration website. It will tell you a lot of information that you need. Okay, that's before a conference. Now, before conference number 3, topic research. What about topic research? In Taiwan, we're still a bit easy on organization, usually 1 to 2 topics per committee. But in the US, the trend right now is 3 topics per committee. So that means you will be doing a lot of research. And usually you have only about 3 to 2 months to do 3 topic research. How to do your research in the fastest and most efficient way is something you have to learn. How to utilize Google in a way, how to correctly get the curation of your search keywords. How to use international organizations' website fluently. How to use different news agencies. How to be in documents with different kind of associations. Those are the skills you need to master from your research. I think further on in your latter classes in your own club, they will actually teach you that. And number 4, conference evaluation. There's something you want to think about. Most of the time, Hmong clubs are around for year after year, at least 2 to 3 years. So always evaluate a conference after you attend your sessions. Because in that way, you can tell your teammate, your school system brothers, is that conference worth going? From my point of view, do not be an ass. Don't be a jerk. If that conference is bad, tell the new freshman next year. Don't go to that conference, go to this one. If this X one is bad, that bad chairs, that bad food, and it's located far away, don't go. This Y one is cheaper, got better chairs, got better social event, located right here in Taipei, go to this one. This is something you have to do, conference evaluation. This is sometimes you think, this is an occasion in evaluation to think out of the box. Take a look at yourself as a customer, not as a delegate, as a customer. Why? Because you usually pay $2,000 to $4,000 for a conference. And it's not money worthwhile after you go. For my example, every time after I go to organization, because I'm an e-com major, I do my math, I do my bookkeeping. I'll see how much money I spend, how much money I spend on cab, how much money I spend on MRT, how much money I spend on Subway, lunchboxes, Starbucks, coffee, chewing gum, how much money I spend on getting shots at nightclubs, how much money I spend on, okay, that's just for me, depends on people. And how much money I spend on getting different materials printed out. But a lot of times when you do research, you have to print out. Print out costs money as well. So, is that all that money spent on this conference worthwhile? If I spend $5,000 in total, including food and other expenditure on a long conference, and I have lousy shirts and bad topics and a very unbeatable study guide, I'm going to tell everybody I know, especially about that, do not go to that one next year. That one sucks. Try this one. That's what I will say. So, think yourself as a customer after you attend the conference. Is it worthwhile? Is it something you want to share with other people, or is it something that you just want to keep quiet about? You are not telling people that I will be stupid months. I'm not going to tell you. It's something you want to think about. Last but not least, self-evaluation. This is something I strongly recommend doing after every single organization conference. Evaluate yourself. Because from my perspective, most of you, if you become a delegate, you attend at least 2 to 3 conferences. You should learn from this conference. Did I become a better delegate? Did I meet new friends? Did I have more confidence while I'm speaking in the public? Do I have better skills at negotiation with strangers? This is something you want to think about. If you do self-evaluation, it's easy for you to find out the aspects that you have to actually enhance yourself. It's easy to find out the fields that you still need improvement. This is the best way to know yourself. Self-evaluation is like looking yourself in the mirror. This is actually a good tactic to make yourself become a better delegate in Hmong society. Alright, this is the final part. Comes to the final part. Regional conferences. Here in Taiwan, there are 4 regional conferences right now, excluding Starmont, because I'm not sure whether we have a future Starmont or not. These are done by chronological order. Pan Asia 1 is usually hosted by NTU. That's why I said NTU dominant. Every year, within the past 4 years, we have an officer, usually from a different school. Hopefully, they're talented and gifted, because if you're not, that'll be weird for them to be on school. Pan Asia 1 hosted by NTU is usually somewhere early December or late November. That will be 2 weeks after midterms, 3 to 5 weeks before final. So it's actually a safe period. No test before, no test after. Good time to party, good time to get yourself tired. So, Pan Asia 1 coming up. I1, hosted by NTPU, National Taipei University, usually mid-December. From my point of view, it's very risky for them because they like to clash with Pan Asia 1 or NTU 1 before. This is This is a very small one. They only host about 100 delegates. The Asian one hosts about 3,500 delegates. So a lot of time, this is a very mini Asian one, but it's actually a good chance for beginners. If you miss 10 Asian one, you think it's too expensive, it's too hardcore, IMON will be a good one to start out with. Alright, third one. This one's a bit different. This is the only one that is not here in Taipei. Not my fault, but they're in China. NCKU one, hosted by TMUNDA. This is done in mid-March and early April every year in the next semester, in the spring semester. And this is the only one so far that you meet high school students in your own community. So if you like bullying younger kids, take your shot right here. You see high school kids, a good time to kick some asses. That's what I can say. Usually they have easier topics. For the past 4 years, they have easier topics. They got nicer shirts. The culture of MUN in southern Taiwan and northern Taiwan is totally different. In Taipei, it's nothing about aggressiveness. It's always about aggressiveness. You're not seeing timid people. In NCKU MUN, they're more generous. People are more timid. They're more welcoming. I would say it's a city culture, but it's just different. So if you have the chance, you have the time to go down there and visit NCKU MUN, take a shot. And sometimes you meet different people. I'm not bringing the typical number we're talking about here. There's nothing to go with that. It's just that it's a different one. I would say that if you have a chance, go down there and visit different ones. How their cultures themselves is actually different. I myself, for example, when I started doing mountaineering in collegiate degree, I started off in the south. And that was a bit different down there, but I had fun as well. So I would say that if you have a chance, visit China. It's a bit far indeed, and their conference is a bit short. It's only 2 days long. But it's actually quite, I would say it's a welcoming city. For myself, for example, usually I would leave Friday open, skip classes or take leaves, and visit China a little bit, attend their swahe, and meet people down there. Alright, last but not least, TMUN, hosted by NCCU, mid-May to early June. That is something risky because usually TMUN comes 2 weeks or a week before finals, the spring semester. So it's a killer. But TMUN is a chance that you can meet NCCU people. Because NCCU people, they usually don't go to their own. They stay in their own school for some reason. I don't know why. But if you want to meet NCCU talented delegates, this is the chance you want to go. The only thing about NCCU is that there are not many food around there. Even NCKU and I won't beat them. That's a weird thing. NCCU only has Starbucks and a few eateries, but they're not that good. And the thing is, it's in the school zone. Everybody from NCCU eat on that street. So you'll be fighting food with a lot of people, not just one delegates. So that would be a bit crunchy. Alright, a little bit of promotion. Because from my point of view, every time I do a lecture, I'll do a one that is in the nearest future. This is Animation 1, hosted by, like I said, by NTU on this day. Thursday, December 5th, all the way up to Sunday, November 8th. And this is the location. Anybody know what this is? This building. It's Taipei 101. The design is actually quite fun. We have a CBS Memorial Halls down here. We have then we have a few bridges, and a few other buildings inside here. This is not in Taiwan. Only this one's not in Taiwan. The rest are in Taiwan. I don't know who put it there. But this is to give you an insight of the nearest conference we can attend right now. Both I1, both this Peninsula and I1, their registration are open right now. And PA1 ends at the end of October. So if you come to PA1 this year, make sure you say hi to me. I'm the chair of the Security Council, as well as Director of Academics. Alright, a little bit of recap on PA1. Today, right here, Thursday until Sunday something. Right here, Taipei 101 for sessions. We have social events at different locations. We have one in Dashi, one in Panchao, and one at News, I think, or this. I'm not sure yet for final destination. And we have opening ceremony at CKS Memorial Hall, quite close to here. We have a closing ceremony at Geo Studio at Shinji. And there are 600 English one, 5 of them. ARSC, SOCAN, official United Nations Security Council, and their Chinese one, EPC, historical. ARF is an ASEAN Regional Forum, and it has a different ROP, so if you're willing to broaden your horizon for a little bit, so you can try it out. CEU is the Council for European Union. They're discussing more initiatives in Europe. And SOCAN, that is the General Assembly Third Committee, Social, Cultural, and Humanitarian. So if you like preservation of culture, you like preservation of human history, you want to talk about I myself resemble some people consider me as African American. We have a Canadian chair, we have a French chair, and we have people from Taiwan who are very talented. This, I will guarantee you, is one of the few modernization here in Taiwan we have kick-ass chairs, hopefully. Alright. It is the largest domestic modern skill. There's usually no other modern organization composed for over 300 decades. And I guarantee you, you have four national associated with it. PA1 after its transformation from NTU1 to PA1 and is being known for its extravagant and exotic. Alex?
Not exotic, it's like the best social event.
I would say the best social event history in Taiwan. Well, I'm not saying the focal point or focus of modern organization, but I do believe the spirit of work hard, play hard. Debate hard in the morning, you chill hard at night. You agree with that? Work hard, play hard? Yeah, but just make sure you get up on time the next morning, because I have a problem getting up on time all the time, because if I write a document, I can tell leave my house, but I still have to go to meetings. Alright, this is a blank page. I have a few words I like to express, but I like to keep it for now. And this is something an old veteran monitor shared with me a few years ago. The spirit of modern nations. And I will let you watch a clip before I share that, because I think it's actually quite important. I would say that quote, you can actually take note of it. As time goes on in your long career, you can look into that quote. And that will actually reflect your career for a little bit. Now I can share another clip. This is on a recap of animation on 2012. Hopefully, if you have been there, I was there last year after graduating. I sort of enjoyed it. That's why I came back as an officer. Yes, I sort of enjoyed it.
Sort of. Yeah, I agree.
This location was hosted last year, Temple Plaza Square, right next to the presidential hall. Yes, it's good foreigners. You don't talk to foreigners. yourself to be happy. Like I said earlier tonight, you'll be facing a lot of criticism. You'll be facing a lot of upset and challenges. The best thing is to keep yourself happy, keep yourself smiling, and make sure you can face all difficulties within Hmong United Nation. And let it go by different sessions, as time goes. If you stay hard, stay strong, and work with efficiency and diligence, you will get what you want. And that is my word to you for Hmong United Nation. And that's what I say, why the moment in the past 10 years. Hopefully, I'll get to see you in one of the future conferences here in Taiwan or abroad. And that's it for my lecture tonight. Thank you.
好，我们再次掌声谢谢我们的讲师。